Hello and welcome to Unit 2, and Unit 2 is the mathematics around us, and specifically we're talking about money, we're talking about finances. So, what's today's topic? Today's topic is a review of denominations and adding money. So, what do I want you to be able to do? So, it's a long goal today. We'll shorten it up when we meet, but I want you to be able to identify Canadian currency, so Canadian money. I want you to be able to state the value of each denomination or each amount of money. And then I want you to be able to add money using different arrangements. So create different arrangements of money and come up with the same value. All right, so it's just working with an introduction to money. So very straightforward today. So money in Canada, here we go. Most of you know this already, but and this might be a couple of years since this has happened, but the penny is now gone. So we don't have a penny anymore. So over the next couple of years, or maybe it's happened already, the penny's going to disappear. You're not going to see it anymore. It'll be just the ones that are in your jar at home until you get rid of them. Here we have the nickel. Then we have dime, quarter, all stuff you know, loonie, toonie. And then we have our $5 note, $10 note, and $20 note. So all of those are denominations that we have in Canada. And I just want to talk about this now. So again, the penny has been crossed out of here. So we no longer need to worry about this column. So I will simply just put a line through there. We don't have to worry about the penny. And same thing, working our way down. We no longer have to worry about the penny in that direction. So basically, filling out the chart then, so here we have our nickel. So if I work my way across, each column wants number of nickels, number of dimes, number of quarters. So if I have a nickel, I will obviously have one nickel, but I can't make change with dimes and quarters. If I have my dime though, I would have, it's worth 2 nickels, obviously worth 1 dime, and again you can't make a quarter from it. Here we have the quarter. So the quarter is made up of 5 nickels. It is, you can't really break it into dimes, okay, so it's really, we'll call it 2 dimes plus 1 nickel. That's the best we can do. And number of quarters, 1 quarter. Then we move on to the loonie. So sometimes it's easier to work backwards with this. So we know that there are 4 quarters in the loonie, which would translate to 10 dimes. So 10 dimes would make $1, and 20 nickels are needed to make $1. And finally, our toonie. Toonie is going to have twice as much as the loonie. So we have 8 quarters. It's made up of 20 dimes and 40 nickels. So not something you have to have memorized, but it's stuff that you should be aware of and should be able to figure out as we move through this money unit. Now looking at the $5 piece, again, I don't need to worry about the pennies anymore. All right. So when we look at the nickel, one of the things I always tell people when you want to break it down further, keep in mind, go back to the loonie. You needed 4 quarters for $1. So that means you're going to need 5 times as many. So 5 times 4, we would need 20 quarters, excuse me, for the $5 bill. We know that for the $1 bill, for the $1 bill, we needed 10 dimes. Well, we need 5 times as many. So we would have 50 dimes. You need 100 nickels to make up the $5 bill. Loonies, you would need 5 loonies, and again the toonie doesn't work out evenly, so you'd need 2 toonies plus 1 loonie to make up that $5 bill. All right, the $10 bill, well, it's twice as big as the $5 bill, so we'd need 200 nickels, we'd need 100 dimes, we would need 40 quarters, or we would need 10 loonies, and now we can double that and we need 5 toonies. And then the $20 bill is twice as big as the 10, So 400 nickels, 200 dimes, 80 quarters, 20 loonies, and 10 toonies. So there you go. Nothing earth-shattering there. No, you don't have to memorize it, but I do need you to be able to figure out, or pattern, figure out how much of each would create a dollar. So it is important that you're able to tell me it takes 200 nickels in a $10 bill. All right? And like I said, you don't have to memorize it. It's something that you got to figure out from pattern, and we'll talk about that. All right, so how much money do you have in the pocket? All right, so for this one, how much money do you have in your pocket? So penny's been removed because if it hasn't happened already, it will be. So I'm just going to go with scenarios 1, 2, and 3 here. And just to give you a couple of examples, and like I said, most people are sitting there thinking this is no problem, and I hope so. So if you have a 20, so if you're flush like Tony, hey, got this walking around in your pocket. So the question is, how much money do you have in your pocket? And it's got a couple dimes. All right. So the question is, how much money do you have in your pocket? So you're breaking it down, right? You're counting your dollars first. So we're going to have our 20, our 10, and our 5. So the 20, 10, and 5, that gives us $35. Now looking at the coins, I have a toonie and a loonie. So that's going to give me $3. And now I have 25, 35, 45 cents. All right, so putting that together, $35 and 3 more is 38. So $38.45 is my final sum. All right, so everyone does it a little bit different, and I'm not saying you have to do it this way, but usually we work with our dollar values first, and then you kind of group everything else together there. So let's do one more example here. I'll put a line down for a second example. So, oops, 10, 5. Quarter, nickel, and let's put another dime up here. So now you open your pockets, and this is what you got in there. So quickly figuring out how much you have. Again, I'm going to count my bills first. So 20, 30, 40. So I know I have $45 plus 2, 4, 5. So counting my loonies and toonies, I have $5 plus I have 25, and I always start with the quarters. So 25, 50 cents, 60 cents, 70, 75. So I have 75 cents. So 0.75. So adding that together, then this person will have 45 and 5, $50.75 is my total. And there we go. So again, hopefully this is another thing you're familiar with when it comes to adding and subtracting money, or just adding money at this point in time. So I want you to be able to look at a sum of money and tell me how much is there. Okay, and in the final slide here, I just want to remind you that there are 2 ways to express money. So we have our dollar sign, so in dollars. And when you do dollars, that means that you're going to have a decimal value. So you're going to have, for example, if you have 3 quarters, it's 75 cents, but in terms of dollars, it's 0.75. Okay, in cents, so same example, if we go with 3 quarters, you know you have 75 cents, so it's the cent symbol with 75 and no decimal. So down below in the example here, I want to express it in dollars and in cents, just for you to get a feel for both. So as I go across here, I got 25, I got 50, I got 55 cents. So I have 55 cents. And in dollar form, that would be 0.55. All right, and that's what I want you to be able to do. I want you to be able to go between dollars and cents. So here, 25, and you'll notice my dimes are bigger for some reason. 25, 35, 45, 50. So I've got 50 cents. So that is 0.50. Moving on to the last two examples. So 10, 20, 25. So I got 30 cents. And again, as a dollar, it's 0.30. Okay. And finally, I got 5, 10 cents. So that's going to give me 0.10. So I've got to be able to go between cents and dollars. Cents isn't as common, but I do want to see you, I want you to be able to convert. If it is given to you in cents, I want you to be able to convert it to dollars and vice versa. I'd like you to see it be able to do that as well. All right, so we'll leave it there. And that's what the homework's going to be looking at, and it's just that introduction to money, and we're going to be talking about everything else that goes along with our money.